My name's Bob Brace. I own the Redbird Music Store, and I'm gonna be rebuilding the Redbird Music Store. I'm 69 years old. I play guitar and fart around with other stringed instruments. I'm not a professional musician, but I sure do like to play music and listen to it. I grew up around musicians, and my mother was a master bagpipe player and played piano. I always had a guitar in the house, and eventually when I was about 10, the Beatles came out, and I took some guitar lessons. And like I said earlier, I'm not a professional musician, but I do like listening to music. And a friend of mine was selling the Redbird Music Store in St. Croix Falls about 8 or 9 years ago, and I said I'll buy it as an experiment, and turned out to be a lot of fun. And actually, I guess I was making money, but I never saw the money. I just would buy more stuff. So the store burnt down in January 17th, 2023, and I thought, well, that's the end of that. But immediately the community started up a GoFundMe, and going down at the Looking Glass was really instrumental in that. There was stores donating profits. There was a lot of support for me to return, as well as the store next to me that also suffered a loss. And I became aware that the community really not only liked the store, but they kind of liked me too. So I thought I better rebuild. That's I guess that's the answer. Just the support that the community showed, that they wanted me to. They liked having a music store in Osceola, and I like doing it. So that's what happened. So I don't know if I can improve on the store. I could probably make it less cluttered. It's pretty much going to be the same casual atmosphere. Hopefully it'll be less cluttered and a little more focused on ease of shopping. I won't have billions of strings to choose from. I'm going to kind of condense. I can still do special orders. I want to do repairs. I'm going to have a back of the house where I can do more serious repairs. I'm looking forward to that. That's probably one of the improvements, is I'll probably be doing more, possibly neck resets, and a little heavy lifting. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to do more, hopefully do more repairs. In fact, one of the things I could envision doing is selling the store and then having them hire me to be the repairman, and then I could take off whenever I wanted. What I used to do was 7 days a week, work there 7 days a week, 10 in the morning until 6 at night, and then I would continue on and work through the night sometimes. So I think my biggest challenge towards rebuilding is that I don't have a clue of how to do it, and so I turned it over to the people that do that. Actually, I hired what you would call a building planner, similar to like a wedding planner, and they would find me architects and builders and all that stuff. And after the smoke kind of cleared and I got my bearings, I cut those guys loose, and once I got an architect, so they're doing all the worrying. I just said, I just want a shell. Just build me a shell and make it happen. I need a roof and some walls, basically. So they knew what else I needed, like a bathroom and a furnace and all that other stuff that I never would have thought of. So some music stores are real sterile, if you ask me, like the Guitar Center, whereas the Redbird is just down home, friendly, person to person. I get to know the people and what strings they like, what records they like. So I'm not gonna improve on something. I think it's just gonna be more of the same. So I use Facebook to communicate to to the community about what's going on at the store. As far as online shopping, it's really not, it's not a threat to my survival, because if you break a string, you can't wait for Amazon to send you a string. You need that string right away. Same with repairs. You can't do that stuff over the internet. So I do offer a lot of hands-on service that you won't get. And I encourage people to go online for lessons and stuff like that. I mean, it's great. Online stuff's great, but you sometimes need a real human being. If you ever called customer service and got the press 1 for this and that, and end up at the wrong place anyways, I mean, you need to, you need people besides just the artificial intelligence stuff that's going on now. So I'm not threatened by it at all, and I do use it actually to get the word out. You know, the community has been more than generous in supporting my rebuild effort. They had a GoFundMe set up by Gwen right from the Looking Glass, and actually she set up 2 different GoFundMes. One was the GoFundMe and one was just a bank account at the Hiawatha National Bank where you can just go in and deposit money, and there's both, I think, are still active. I just got some money from the GoFundMe again. I also had insurance, which is going to help a lot. Shout out to Scott Lee, my insurance agent, who had just come in a few months before the fire and gave me a lot better policy for a lot less money. So thanks to that made it possible to rebuild too, I think. But there was a guy called Chris Cermak, who works for a roofing company, who was donating a roof to the Redbird also, the roofing materials. So mainly the support that I got from the community made it obvious that I have to rebuild. I don't really have a choice. I need to rebuild. They want me to rebuild, and I have nothing else to do, so I love doing what I was doing. I kind of forgot the question. One of the things that I'm going to make different is everything's going to be on wheels, so I'll be able to push all the records out of the way and make an open spot for us to do a little jamming, have some jam sessions there, possibly on a weekly basis, if not at least a monthly basis, where everyone's welcome and free of charge. I'm going to focus more on some entry-level instruments for the beginners, as well as keeping the higher end, possibly getting even some high-end violins and things like that, which I don't really play, but I'm a guitar player, so I know when I'm buying a good guitar or not, but I really don't know about violins, so I don't expect to have as many records, but I had a lot of crappy records that people would give me, and I thought, well, I'll put them out, but I'm not gonna have any Lawrence Welk, any of that stuff, probably. It may come in for a day or two, and then if it doesn't sell, I'm rambling, sorry. One of the challenges I had when I first opened my music store was being able to find records that people wanted, and I would have them alphabetized, and that works fine until someone picks one up and walks around the store and then sticks it around. So that's going to be a challenge. Always will be a challenge to keep my records in a cataloged order. As for the instruments, sometimes I buy instruments that need to be fixed, and sometimes I buy them not knowing that they need to be fixed, and so you just have to look at everything really carefully and try them out. And I don't have anything planned for the new store right now, but I do have hopes to have like a grand opening, customer appreciation thing, It may not be right when I open. It may be something I do in the spring, in the summer, who knows what. But I do plan on giving back to my supporters that have helped me get back on my feet with this store. I did mention that I'll be doing probably some open jams, and other than that, probably just keep on doing the same thing I was doing. I like to support. I would donate money. The Redbird would donate money for like the flowers on the streets, and live music in the park for like the Harvest Fest. I'd support stuff like that, and I've been doing that anyways, even though I've been even though the business has been closed. I've been doing some support that way. But yeah, I don't have anything nailed down right now. So one of the things that the Redbird does is it supports the local musicians. Sometimes I will borrow equipment out. I always share their post. If somebody's playing somewhere, I always share that on my web page and Facebook pages. Like I said earlier too, I do financially support the arts in the park, things that we do to help pay for some of the live music. We were doing live music on the street, on Main Street. I don't think we did it this summer though. But so people will bring in instruments that have been in the family for a generation or generations, and they want to bring them back to life, and I've been able to do that on almost everything. And I'm cheap, so I don't. It's affordable to do that. A couple of them. I remember my friend Samantha Grimes, Sam Olson over at Osceola was an upcoming star. She brought in her guitar that was, I think her father had given it to her. Anyways, it was something special, and it was a minor repair to me. But it meant the world to her, and she gave me a big hug when I got it done, and she was almost in tears. And because I knew it was a special instrument, I touched up the guitar case too. The guitar case was a shambles, and I kind of know how to patch those up too, so I threw that in there. And so things like that. There was a violin that had come apart, that was somebody's grandfather's, and they wanted to learn how to play. So I put that back together. There's things like that that's just kind of fun that I appreciate. Why they're doing what they're doing. And I've had some pretty nice instruments that I would wish that I could keep. I said, "You sure don't want to sell this?" You know? "Oh no, this is my dad." Okay, I'm just checking. You know, so I get to meet a lot of neat people and a lot of neat instruments in this business. So, and lots of stories. Everybody's got a story. So there's this barn up outside of town here behind the high school called the Art Barn, and they're doing an open mic. I think the last one might have been last night. But in the summertime, they do an open mic. P-Wise does an open mic. And I'm going to be doing not an open mic, but a jam. One of my dreams would be to do a music festival. Straight music. A lot of things we do here in town is we also have a band, but I would like to just have the bands and then maybe have vendors supporting the bands, but the main thing would be the music, and I would get local acts to do it. And I'm not sure where or when or how I'm going to do this, but it's something I wanted to do almost from the day one when I became a music store. I thought Redbird should do a musical festival to support to make people aware of the talent that we have in town. So I'm hoping that the Redbird will outlive me. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that I can sell it as a music store to somebody who will run it as a music store I'm 69. I hope to run it for another 20 years, but I'm not making any promises. But it's a lot of fun having a music store, and I don't know what will happen. Who knows? But I'm not a visionary. I come up with ideas and I do it, and either it works or it doesn't. I gotta tell you, the support that the community has shown me and the store has been phenomenal and very, very impressive, and I can't thank you enough. And I hope to pay you all back by giving you really good service and good deals, and keeping hopefully the store will go on after I'm all done blowing my horn.